Good afternoon, children. In my previous class, I have told you about the metals and non-metals. I have told you there are total number of 114 elements. Out of these, 80% are metals and other are non-metals. There is a class of elements which show properties of both metals and non-metals that are known by the name of metalloids. Silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, beryllium, these are metalloids. In the previous class, I have discussed some properties of metals, like metals are sonorous, that they produced sound on heating. The metals are good conductor of electricity. Metals are good conductor of heat. Metals are ductile. Metals are malleable. What I have told you about the ductility and malleability, that the metals can be converted in the form of sheets and metals can be converted in the form of wires. Then I have told you some more properties, that metals are solid, and one very important property which is also necessary for the chemical reactions, that metal always lost electron to form positive ion. Non-metals, they occur in solid, liquid and gases. I have told you that non-metals are not good conductor of heat and electricity. Graphite is an exception. What is the formula of graphite? It is C. As I have already told you that non-metals are non-ductile, they are non-malleable, they are non-sonorous, they will not produce any sound on heating, and all the non-metals, they will form negative ions always by gaining electron. These will gain electron to form negative ion. All these properties I have discussed in the previous class. Now, we can distinguish between metals and non-metals on the basis of chemical properties. There is an experimental verification. Take magnesium ribbon, hold it with the pair of tongs, then heat it on a burner. It will be converted in the form of ash. Put this ash in china dish. Magnesium combined with atmospheric oxygen to form magnesium oxide. It is an ash of magnesium oxide. Then add a small quantity of water. This ash will combine with water to form magnesium hydroxide. What is it? What was magnesium oxide? It was basic oxide. This basic oxide was dissolved in water to form base, magnesium hydroxide. Now add solution of blue or red litmus. You will see that the red litmus will become blue because of base. So that will tell about the test for magnesium, that magnesium oxide is a basic oxide. Now we will test for non-metal. We will test for sulfur. Take one burner and keep one inverted test tube over the burner. Heat this inverted test tube. There will be formation of a vapors of sulfur dioxide in this test tube. Close this test tube there will be formation of sulfur dioxide. It is an acidic oxide. Why it is called an acidic oxide? Because it will react with water to form sulfurous acid. Now how we will test this? That sulfur dioxide is an acidic oxide. In the test tube where sulfur dioxide gas is collected, add some amount of water. There will be formation of sulfuric acid. Now add either red or blue litmus in it, or a solution of red or blue litmus. The blue litmus will turn red. So that will tell that sulfur dioxide is an basic oxide. So in this way, we can distinguish metals and non-metals on the basis of their chemical properties. I have written equations that magnesium react with oxygen to form MgO. The formula of magnesium is Mg. Then I have written equation of magnesium oxide with water. There is a formation of MgOH whole twice. Why MgOH whole twice? Because the valency of magnesium is 2. It is a basic oxide. It is called magnesium hydroxide. Now I have written equation for sulfur. Sulfur is combined with oxygen to form SO2. It is a gas. This sulfur dioxide, when dissolved in water, it is soluble in water and it will give acid, that is H2SO3, and it is known by the name of sulfuric acid. In this way, we can distinguish between metals and non-metals on the basis of chemical properties. Now I will tell about some chemical reaction of metals as well as non-metals.